children, today our story of Batti&Vikramarka born. Chandravarna took leave, walked for several days and finally reached a place called Pratishthapuram. He felt extremely hungry, exhausted and wanted to sleep too. He walked through the streets and found a house at a distance. He sat on the porch of that house to relax for a while and instantaneously fell asleep. That house belonged to a lady named Padmavali who was a dancer. She saw Chandravarna on the porch of her house and tried to wake up several times. But when she saw no movement in him, Padmavali sent for a doctor immediately. The doctor told her that the man had deprived himself of food and sleep for more than 6 months. He started to treat him. Finally, Chandravarna woke up after a week. As soon as got up, not knowing where he was, he immediately got up from his bed to leave. Padmavali stopped him from leaving and said, "Sir, you have been in this house since past few days in an unconscious state. Is it right to leave this house even without thanking the person who took care of you all these days?" When Chandravarna then thanked her and asked what he can do for her in return, Padmavali requested him to marry her. She said, "Sir, while nursing you, I took liking to you and cannot live with you. So please marry me and make me your wife." Shocked at the proposal, Chandravarna refused to marry her, stating that the both belonged to different castes. Padmavali too stuck to her word and declared that he had already accepted him as her husband in her heart. As their argument continued, Padmavali flared up in anger and went to the king for justice. The king heard both sides of the story and tried to convince both the parties. But both of them stood firm on their point of refused to hear any other solution. Unable to convince either of them, the king summoned a group of learned scholars to his court and asked them to find out an amicable solution to the problem. After the scholars reached a conclusion, they went to the king and said, "Your Majesty, as per the Holy Scriptures, a Brahmin has a right to marry women of any caste, but there is a condition attached to this clause. The Brahmin first has to marry a Brahmin girl, then a Kshatriya girl, then a Vaishya girl, and last in any order comes to Shudra girl." As per their advice, the king then decided to marry the daughter of his priest, his own daughter, the daughter of rich businessman of his country, to Chandravarna first before he married Padmavali in order to fulfill the clause in the Holy Scriptures. The king convinced Chandravarna accordingly and conducted the girl marriages with him. So Chandravarna became the husband of 4 girls belonging to the different castes of lived happily with his 4 wives. Soon Chandravarna was blessed with 4 sons. The first one born to his Brahmin wife was Vararoji. The second son born to the Kshatriya wife was Vikramaditya. The third one was Batti, born to his Vaishya wife. And the last one born to Padmavali was named Bhartruhari. Chandravarna chose the best teacher for his sons and ensured that they excelled in every field. Soon Chandravarna's son turned into learned and handsome young men. When they returned to the kingdom, Chandravarna summoned them to his chamber and said, "Dear sons, as all of you have completed your education, I wish to hand over my responsibilities to you soon. After thinking about who my heir would be, I have reached a decision Today I have gathered all of you to inform you of my decision. Looking affectionately at his sons, he again said, "Boys, the main reason for marrying your mothers is Padmavali. That is why I consider her as my first wife. As her son, I wish to make Bhatrahari the king." When his other sons agreed to the proposal happily and promised to extend support to their brother, Bhatrahari was made the king. For the next few years, Bhatrahari ruled the kingdom with the help of his brothers. A little later, Varaharuchi decided to attain sainthood and left the kingdom. Bhatrahari too followed him soon, after he made Vikramaditya. The king, the Batti, the minister of the kingdom. Soon after Vikramarka ascended the throne, he expanded his kingdom with the help of his brother Batti. With the blessings of goddess Kali and under the able guidance of Batti, Vikramarka soon became an emperor. This is the story of today, children. Who is it? Are you enjoyed this story? Thank you. Stay tuned to our channel. Bye bye.